Hey, what's up guys? My name is Matt. Today we're going to be talking about the Saint Laurent SL 2s. Let's get into the video. So I picked these up from TheRealReal. If you didn't know what TheRealReal is basically a site where you can buy and sell used clothing, shoes, usually just all designer stuff, and you can buy it there for really fair prices. And honestly, it's where I've gotten not too many things from, but when I do get stuff from them, it's usually just a bunch of shoes. I've gotten these from there, and I've gotten my Golden Goose from there. I don't really think I've gotten anything else from TheRealReal, but they usually have some good prices on some things, and it's just a good place to see how much some stuff sells for used. For today's video, we're going to be talking about the Saint Laurent SL 2s that I picked up, because surprisingly, there's not too much information online about them, and I just wanted to share my experiences of the shoe in this video. So moving into this shoe in particular, this is like this brownish, grayish kind of looking upper to it. It is a mostly suede construction for the shoe with some leather detailing for some stripes on both sides. There is an SL2 detailing right on the leather on this pair, so it kind of lets you know which pair of shoes you're picking up. Like most Saint Laurent shoes that you can find, they usually have like just a slightly waxed lace look for all of them, and these ones are no different. They're just slightly waxed, unlike my other ones which are a little bit more waxed. These ones just have like a little bit to it, not too much on it. And one cool detail with a lot of Saint Laurent shoes is that the last lace hole is usually metal for all of these low tops that I have. I think it's just a nice detail, especially because it just separates the look a little bit, kind of breaks up the monotony a little bit. On the tongue is a Saint Laurent Paris logo, and on the back heel you have another white detailing with a little Saint Laurent logo on the back here, and on the bottom you just have Saint Laurent Paris right down here. And the style code and information for the shoes will be on the outside part of your shoe, not the inside, with like your sizing and whatnot. So I feel like the main question that's always asked in every video is, Matt, what size should I get in this? And for these, I would recommend going true to size. There's not too many guides online for how this shoe should fit. I find that true to size really fits perfectly. For me, I'm a size 13 in Adidas, Nike, kind of everything, and I went with a 46 on these, and I tend to feel like they fit perfectly. If you're used to like an SL6 for that matter, and I would just go with the same size for that, I tend to find that they both fit around the same in terms of room. I actually don't lace those up all the way. I just kind of tuck in the laces to have it more of just like a slip-on feel to it. These ones I do lace up. I have the more designer lacing, which if you don't really know what that is really just zigzagging kind of like the laces all the way through, and having the one lace from down here go all the way up to the top, and then you can now just tie it. I tend to find that it just makes the shoe look a little bit nicer. When I got them, it was just kind of laced normally. This is a way for me to kind of just have a little bit more of my style in it, and I tend to find that I just like the look more of it. And a lot of people might look down on this shoe, mainly because it's a little bit boring. It's not really flashy. It's not supposed to be flashy. It's supposed to be a very subtly designed shoe that just has a lot of nice details to it. There is a double stitching across like the leather parts right here. There's a nice tight single stitch all the way around. Even to the back, everything is just stitched so well. And the comfort is actually there with a lot of Saint Laurent shoes. These ones are actually less comfy than my SL6s, but that's not to say that they're uncomfy. I would just say that they're probably just like a basic level of comfort, whereas the SL6s are a little bit more comfy. I think it really just has to do with the insole in them. I don't think that this one has the memory foam in it. This one doesn't really have as much foam either. Even with looking at both side by side, you can kind of see that the SL6s have just a little bit more room to play with in terms of how thick the sole can be, rather than the SL2s. But as you can kind of see, even the differences between an SL6 and an SL2 is that the midsoles are completely different. This one definitely has just more of just like a rubberized feel all the way across, all the way through it. This one has a little bit more of a durable feeling sole. This one is stitched all the way through the upper of the shoe, which you can tell if you just took the insole out. Whereas I believe on the SL6s, I believe it's just glued down or stitched kind of at the bottom. There's no stitching on the outside anywhere, and it leads me to believe that this is glued on, whereas this one is stitched on. And I would say that the overall construction of both are fantastic, and it really just depends on the look that you want. It's hard to really say even just like profile-wise, because both of them are just so different. They're not the same. They do have similarities, but they're not the same. I would say that if you want a little bit more of a flex shoe, if you're into that life, if you really want that, I'll definitely say go with a pair of SL6s just for the logo that's out here. I mean, like, you're gonna know it's there from me. I like the black versions because it's a lot more subtle, and that's really why I like this one. Is it's extremely subtle. The only branding on the outside is just on the tongue. On the leather part, that just says SL2, and honestly, like, you won't be able to see it from a little bit farther away. And the Saint Laurent on the very back, and nowhere else you can see it, and that's how I like it. I don't like to be super loud with a lot of the shoes I wear. I do like it to be subtle. And this is where I feel like the SL2s are king, is they're just a really subtle shoe to wear. If you can get them for a good price, under $200, these are a must cop under that price. I'd say once you're reaching around $300, I would definitely probably pick up a pair of SL6s over the SL2s. I definitely feel that the SL2s will probably have a little bit longer lifespan to them than the SL6s. I think the SL6s are just a little bit more trendy. I feel like if you're looking for a first shoe to get into the designer realm, just to have like a little bit of the clout for the logo on it, the SL6s are definitely the way to go. And I feel like once you mature a bit more, or if at your job you're not allowed to be as loud, the SL2s are definitely a great option to go for in terms of build quality, in terms of just the quality of the upper, and just the overall stitching on it. It's definitely not a cheap shoe, and it definitely can resemble some cheaper shoes on the market, but at the end of the day, you're really paying for a good quality pair of shoes. It's not going to be the best that you can buy, but if you can buy it used, like this one was gently used, and I kind of just like, I haven't cleaned it up at all yet, and there's just like not that many marks on it whatsoever. And if you guys need any sizing help, please, you can leave it in the comments below. I love to help you guys in terms of that. If it helps, I usually go to AllSaints and look up any random European shoe and kind of look at their size guide. That's usually what I will do for everybody. But if you made it this far and you're into that, I would go check it out there. But if you liked what you saw here, please leave a like. It really helps me out. And if you have any experience with the SL2, or you just want me to compare to a different Saint Laurent, if I can get the money for it and I can find it for a good price, then I'd love to do a comparison for those. But like I end every single video here, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.